gorgeous soul friends. Thank you so much for tuning in to Moza's channel. My name is Hannah. I'm from Madame Devoe, and today we're going to be talking about manifestation and the core root of what truly makes a manifestation practice effective. Because you often hear about all of these different techniques and these different methods, but at the end of the day, it's really you who is initiating the power within these methods. So mainstream law of attraction tends to kind of insinuate this idea that you need to create the feeling state of whatever experience you're wanting to bring about. And it's often taught in a very extreme manner, in the sense of like, oh, you need to create the feeling state, and you need to stay in that feeling state as much as possible in order to align with your goal. And there's always this air of like toxic positivity that's present within a lot of manifestation teachings. But the truth is you don't have to force anything. You don't have to force positivity. You don't have to force happiness. You really only have to create an image or a vision to impress upon yourself, and just know that that vision is going to come about. And I talk about this on my channel all the time. I also have videos on manifestation on my channel, Madame Devoe, if you want to check that out. But we talk about the feeling state and your emotional state being like water, okay? And the emotions are most often represented by water within symbolism, and this is why. Because your emotions are ever changing. They're always fluctuating, they're mutable, and they're never really consistent. And none of those things are really going to decide whether or not you get a certain manifestation. Manifestation isn't about forcing any kind of positivity or any happy feelings or anything of that nature. If you feel like you're forcing, then you need to take a break. You need to step away from the manifestation content for a little bit and just breathe. Go on a walk, go hang out with some friends, read a book, watch a movie, do something that brings you into the present, really immerse yourself into the present moment, and try not to think about the future too much, try not to think about the past too much, and just really be focused on yourself right now in this moment. You just gotta breathe and anchor yourself into the present, and then you can come back to it. You can, really return to your manifestation practice once you're grounded back in body. The point of this practice is to ground, it's to be present, it's to learn how to be patient, and really enjoy and immerse yourself in the current experience, because you have the consistent knowing that you're always going to get what you want. So feeling state is about regularly and consistently creating a space where you can step outside of linear time, and into a moment that you would like to bring about. So anytime you get into your visualization practice, anytime you script, anytime you do any sort of method that works for you in terms of creating your experience, you are stepping outside of linear time. So from our current perception right now, time appears to be moving in one direction. It appears to be linear. But it is not. We live in a multiverse, and I talk about this in another video on Moza's channel. You can check it out. I'll link it down in the description box below. So the key to getting into a sufficient feeling state is to step outside of linear time and put yourself in a timeline mentally of an experience that you want to bring about. You put yourself in a moment where you're experiencing the fully realized manifestation. And the key is doing this when it feels good, okay? Not doing it every moment of the day, not feeling like you need to visualize here and visualize there, and oh my gosh, you have to get your visualization done today, because if you don't, you're not gonna get your manifestation, and oh my gosh, you know what I mean? I think that it's very easy for people to get caught up in that thinking and start spiraling. But even that is a trap in and of itself. Right? Manifestation is easy. You set and you forget. All right? You set and you go about your day. You get into body. You focus on what you're doing. And you just do your best to appreciate and enjoy the current experience, no matter what your 3D reality is showing you. And remember, you're a human, meaning that you are meant to experience your grand spectrum of colorful emotions in all their hues. So when you consistently dedicate yourself to a habit of living in the end and creating a ritual of stepping outside of linear time, creating a routine of stepping outside of linear time, and placing yourself in that moment, and you remain loyal to that and consistent to that, it has to manifest by law. It doesn't matter what you're feeling. It doesn't matter whether or not you have a bad day. By law, it has to manifest. As long as you are imprinting that and impressing that vision or that sound or that feeling or whatever it is that you use to co-create your experience, as long as you're maintaining a loyal, consistent practice to that and you're not giving up on that and you persist with that, it will manifest. It has to.